All right, a random pack for the third day in a row. Normally, I wouldn't upload the same format 3 times in a row, but the fact is, at this point, I only have random runs recorded, and also the fact that they're random kind of means that they're relatively varied anyway, I hope. This one is definitely different to the rest for sure, and that's because I'm going to do something I very rarely do in custom packs, and that is keep tier 1s for the whole game. Now, there are a handful of tier 1s that are probably worthwhile keeping for the whole game. I think the obvious one that comes to mind is Bluebird, because it's just going to keep on giving attack to your team for the entire game. You can see here I've got Pillbug, and it's similar, I guess, except on turn 11 its ability will stop working, and you won't get any more buffs out of it. So there I actually paused on the spinning wheel that shows the pets that have been unlocked, because I wanted to check to see if Yak was available. Of course, I had the whole shop frozen, so I wasn't going to see any tier 2s immediately. And Yak wasn't in the list, which is kind of unfortunate because I wanted to keep the Silk Moth and have it refill the Yak's health every time it hits itself. But yeah, so the update is they're clearly trying to discourage people from keeping tier 1s long term. I think I've seen a lot of people complaining that it's going to make getting achievements difficult for those pets, but honestly, the tier 1s are probably the easiest achievements to get of the lot, because it's so easy to get a tier 3 early and just keep on scaling that unit for the whole game. And I feel like that strategy is still going to work in the new version. Obviously, time will tell, but big stats just never go out of style. So if you can get a tier 3, a level 3 early, and just keep on scaling it, pets like penguin, monkey, giraffe haven't been changed at all, so they're even stronger. They were already very good, and they're even stronger than before. So I don't think there's any reason to panic just yet for the achievement hunters. So here I actually sell the hatching chick for the tropical fish, to keep the tropical fish rather. I'm not sure why I made that decision, but maybe it was because I had hatching chick in the previous game. But we're just carrying on with our lineup that is probably not going to change very much for the rest of the game. And there in that team you saw they had clownfish, so typically you'll see people keep units like seahorse, like marmoset, duck, anything that has a 2-3 stat line, because they leveled it up on turn 3, got clownfish, and then they leveled it up to level 3 and got the full spread of buffs from the clownfish, thus making their tier 1 the biggest unit. And again, there's another team with clownfish. I think clownfish is one of the biggest problems in terms of encouraging keeping tier 1s. Of course, in custom packs, it's not quite as straightforward, because it's much easier to create teams with powerful abilities that are going to be able to outperform heavily scaled teams. It's not a guarantee, but you're generally speaking, you're not going to do as well with a team like this, where it's just 3 tier 1s and a tier 3 scaler, as you would in pack 1, for instance. Here's another team with clownfish on it. I think that's 3 in a row. But we do have waffle in the pack, which means keeping the otter. And otter is generally a pet that you don't keep. You abuse the early scaling and then you just sell it for the gold recovery. But because we've got waffle, that means I can actually keep it and then use it to get some extra scaling, because although we're getting health from the pillbug and from the tropical fish, our attack just isn't going to get any better without food. So this team is very weak. They've also kept a horse till turn 8, and we're going to comfortably beat them. And of course, I took Turtle because Turtle's the obvious take when you're just going for a sort of purely stats-based team. It's so strong, it always has been, and it will continue to be because it hasn't been changed as far as I'm aware. And I'm going to take the sushi and then freeze the pepper, because we might as well get pepper onto any units that the turtle isn't going to give melon to, because they have low attack, but they have decent health, and we can essentially double the amount of attack they have by giving them pepper. Now, we've got no chance against this team. the muskox is completely busted in customs, and it actually, I think it escaped getting any changes. There were some pets in the golden pack that got adjusted, but it was really just the late game ones like German Shepherd and Highland Cow. I think muskox really probably should have had some kind of adjustment made to it, but it didn't happen. Here's another shark team back to back, and it's a little bit difficult to tell whether or not it's we're going to be able to survive here. We do have the pepper still, and the unfortunately the wombat copied the turtle, and actually we're going to get a draw by 1 HP there. And yeah, we'll take the level up, although I'm not going to buy anything because I'm basically committed to this team already. And I'm going to put Popcorn on a tier 1 unit, which generally speaking is not a good idea, because all it's going to do is spawn another tier 1 that's pretty much guaranteed to have no useful ability. Here's someone who looks like they're preparing for the new update because they've got Woodpecker Tiger. I think you're going to see that an awful lot, probably with Wolverine as well. Everyone has seen the videos on YouTube of those teams going absolutely nuts and wiping the opposing lineup. It does work out pretty well that Taco is in the pack, so we can get an attack boost to go with our health scaling. And the level 1 tropical fish is still plugging away. Now at the end here, I'm going to have some bonus clips as well, because I mentioned it in one of the other random videos that I was constantly getting matched with someone who was playing exclusively tier 1 pets, and I was really confused as to why that would be. And to be honest, I still have the suspicion that it's some kind of bot. Of course, now that the update has been released, all of those teams will have been wiped from the server, and it'll be interesting to see if they start cropping up again. But yeah, I just wanted to preserve some of those teams so that you could actually see that I wasn't making it up. Now here is someone who is keeping tier 1 for all the wrong reasons, and that is Bison and Dragonfly. Now both Bison and Dragonfly have been nerfed. I think Dragonfly's stats have been reduced, and Bison now only gains +1, +2, I think. So maybe that's going to discourage people from doing that a little bit more. To be honest, in customs, Bison's not as good as it has been in pack 1. But anyway, here we get matched with another sort of scumbag combo from custom packs, Leech, Peacock. However, their Leech has very low attack, and the triple tier 1 squad with the level 1 tropical fish gets the job done. Now here is the first clip showing naughty user 17017, who I'd mentioned previously, and this looks pretty normal. You know, it's turn 2. You would fully expect them to only have 5 tier 1s. Normally you don't see tier 2s on turn 2. Then here is turn 7, and it's not the same team. I think they both had Fizzy in the name, but I think it's a different team. And I get matched with them there. And here's another one. Turn 5, they're only running the 3 squad for some reason, but it's all tier 1s again. And here is turn 8, back Ant as well, which is something else that makes me feel like it could be a bot, because, you know, if it was just randomly positioning pets instead of trying to do anything based on actual abilities, surely they wouldn't put Ant at the back. And here is another one on turn 8. And finally, this one with, they're on turn 5 and all of the pets are still level 1 as well. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but it'll be interesting to see if that name crops up as soon as I start playing the new update.